always remember Krishna, but not alone, along with his associates. And being absorbed in, following in the footsteps of those associates, and always remembering, I am in Vrindavan. Then, at the time of death, just as Jad Bharat accidentally became a deer, very easily, it was not a point of effort, his memory took him there. So those who are absorbed in remembering Krishna and his associates in this life, easily at the time of death, then mercy will come, and one will become not a deer, but an associate of Radha and Krishna, an associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Goloka Vrindavan. So, in this way, there are so many teachings. Now, I hope that we can hear from the lotus lips of Srila Gurudeva explaining all these things.
There are so many teachings in Bharat life. First, he realized in his half age, that is 50,000 years, world is illusory. No real happiness. We should not waste time. At once we should search any bona fide guru and begin Hari Bhajan. So he left his house. He was king of Bharatvarsha, very big. But he left. No attachment. He left the attachment of his wife, children, and kingdom, everything. He went to forest. And he was doing well bhajan. But he was very attached to a deer, as you heard. He was so attached that when the deer mixed in his group and run away in forest with all deers, he became like mad, totally was remembering where he is, what will be. Perhaps any tiger or any lion can eat him. And thinking in the night, death came, and he was remembering that deer. And he became in next life deer. What is the purpose? If Bharat Maharaj at the death time he is remembering deer, he became deer, so we will remember Krishna and our Swajatiya Asay Snigdha, any Brajavasi, like Gopi, Rup Manjari. You are chanting at that time, you are thinking, remembering, oh, we must be Gopi. Must be Gopi. If Bharat Maharaj became, by remembering at the time of death, and he became deer, why not others? So our Goswamis, especially Rup Goswami, has given Ashtakali Leela Chintan. So that in whole life, if he will remember, then at the time of death it may be that it will come and you will be that Gopi in the guidance of you. So what we are doing now, earning money, mostly our life is going invested in that thing. But what money will do? Will it give peace of life, happiness of life? Nothing. Nothing. So, if Bharat was attached to deer and he became deer, if anyone is attached to any girlfriend, what will be? He must be any lady next time. And he will be attached to others. So we should take leisure that as he left whole world, all attachment, all worldly desire, and went. But he still, he was attached to that dear child, because he had attended Bhav, Rati, Premanku. So only 3 life lost. But what to us? All kinds of anarthas are there. Even Nishtha has not come. Ruchi has not come. Who will save us? If anyone, as he told the slok, Rahu Ganai Tattapasana Jati Naja Ichya Nirvapanad Grihat Va Mahat Pad Rajo Vishekam Mahat Gurudev Mahat Rupa Goswami and others. If they are our savior, we think, I cannot save myself. So my Gurudev will save us. Vaishnava will save us. Then we can be protected. Otherwise, our life will be ruined. It has been told, those who want Krishna prem, Bhagavad prem, param, param, bhavasagarasya, bhakkano api asadhu. Remember always this. Those who want to have Krishna prem, anyone cannot say, Mahat Padar Jobhisekam. So, the attachment to ladies and ladies attachment to male, both are same. Be careful. You in married life, okay. Go on doing with your husband, family, also doing bhajan. But if you are brahmachari, sannyasi, be very careful. Otherwise, in a moment, Maya will come and eat you. So, we should remember, still there is time. What we have done mistake, we should try to correct. Because when death he will come. When he will come, we don't know. In a moment he can come. So there are so many teachings in Bhakti Maharaj. So we should try to. What was favorable for Bharat, he was doing. What was not favorable, you to reject very strong. We should try to do like that. Now, Prahlad Maharaj Srila. You know Prahlad Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. He has read Prahlad Charitra 108 times. He was Bhakta. He was Bhakta. All should follow Haridas and Prahlad Maharaj. Very tolerant. Trina tapi suni chena tarorapi sahisununa. Amanina manadena kirtaniya sada. If you want to be Vaishnava, you will have to follow the life of Prahlad Maharaj. Shriman Damodar, you should begin. You should try to listen very carefully and to follow. Don't be attached to anyone. Attachment to Krishna. Attachment to Radha Krishna and Mahaprabhu.
Om Gyantamanandasya Gyananjana Salakya Chakshuranmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruvai Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. First of all, I offer my millions of Dandavat Pranams, lotus feet of Guru Pada Padma, Om Vishnupad, Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaja, the lotus feet of my Shiksha Gurus, also present Tridandi Vaishnavis, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. It's a great good fortune we get the chance to hear of the glories of Sri Prahlad Maharaj. The teachings of Sri Prahlad Maharaj are like a column, like a very strong foundation by which we can make a very high palace of seva to Sri Radha and Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj's instructions are like a bath of cool water upon the mind. If we can follow just one drop of the teachings of Prahlad Maharaj, then our bhajan can be completely successful. Sri Prahlad Maharaj taught that even despite achieving perfection, many obstacles may be there in spiritual life. But we should not leave our bhajan. We should not pray to Krishna for the removal of miseries, because miseries are there even in the lives of perfected souls, like the Pandavas. Despite the presence of many obstacles, many difficulties, great devotees like Prahlad Maharaj and the Pandavas and the Gopis never gave up their Hari Bhajan. We can learn this from the teachings of Sri Prahlad Maharaj. Sri Prahlad Maharaj's father was an incarnation of Vijay. He took birth as Hiranyakasipu. So he was a very great demon. Even though he had many good qualities, he was against the service of Sri Vishnu. Therefore all his good qualities are about as useful as the ornament upon a dead body. Aprana seva dehasya lokata iva ranjana. Hiranyakasipu performed austerities to please Lord Brahma. Hiranyakasipu had a desire to become immortal. Therefore after such austerities, he was standing on his toes with his hands in the air. All his body had been eaten by termites, and he had become covered by the dirt of the termites. And one fire was coming from his head. Lord Brahma came and said, Nabhavat, I've never seen anyone perform austerities like you. What benediction you want? That time Hiranyakasipu Maharaj said, Brahmaji, you are like Bhagavan. Please give me the benediction of immortality. But Lord Brahma said, son, I don't have that in me. Then how I can give it to you? Take another benediction. So Hiranyakasipu took many benedictions in one breath. I should not be killed in the daytime, should not be killed in the nighttime, I should not be killed on the ground, should not be killed in the air, should not be killed inside, should not be killed outside, should not be killed by anything living or dead, should not be killed by any weapons, should not be killed in 12 months to be here. In one long breath he asked for many benedictions, and Brahma said, Tatastu, may it be. So, Hiranyakasipu, his wife Kayadu, he had three sons, the youngest of which was four sons, the youngest of which was Prahlad Maharaj. See, Prahlad Maharaj, when Hiranyakasipu was performing austerities in the higher planets, that time the demigods came and captured Kayadu, who was pregnant with Prahlad Maharaj in the womb. They thought this is the seed of a big demon. Therefore, if we can cut the nip, if we can nip it in the bud, then we'll save ourselves a lot of trouble. They went to kill Prahlad in the womb. That time, Sri Narad Muni came. Guru Maharaj says, who will protect us? Only the Vaishnavas will protect us. Narad Muni said to Indradev, don't kill him. He is not a demon. He is a great bhakti of Lord Narayana. Therefore, Narad Muni took the wife of Hiranyakasipu to his ashram, and there for 60,000 years he spoke Harikatha to the wife of Hiranyakasipu. And Prahlad Maharaj, even as a baby in the womb, for 60,000 years he got a chance to hear instructions on the service of Krishna from the pure devotee. Therefore when he was born like Prahlad Maharaj, pure devotee. Like any father, Hiranyakasipu wanted a good education for his son. Therefore he sent him to Gurukul. These days our Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj said, our education system is like a slaughterhouse. Because not teaching anything, only ignorance. No knowledge of the soul, nothing about what is eternal, nothing of any value. Therefore Prahlad Maharaj, even though he went to Gurukul, and hearing the materialistic instructions of his Sando Namaka, Prahlad Maharaj never paid any attention. He cheated them. And when he came back from holidays, his father, out of great affection, took young Prahlad on his lap, and with his heart melting actually, and smelling the head of Prahlad Maharaj and tears from his eyes, he asked, "My dear son, what was the best thing that you learned in Gurukul?" So see, Prahlad Maharaj taught us, if we want to give instruction on Harikatha, we must be nirapeksh, completely without any self-interest. Prahlad Maharaj spoke the truth to his father, even though that truth was a little bit unpalatable for him. If we think I should flatter my audience, then I can get a nice donation, I can get this or that, this is the wrong teaching. Srila Saraswati Thakur said, if we flatter the audience just for our own benefit, we'll become atheists and derailed from the Vedic path. Therefore Prahlad Maharaj, very politely, but very directly, he said to his father, Tad sadhu mane asujavaja dehinam savik samatvya diyat asakrihat hitvatpa patam grihamandakupam vano gatam yad harimasriyata. Very politely, but very cleverly, Prahlad Maharaj said, "Oh, best of the demons." And Ranikasvu was very happy. "Oh, best of the demons. The best thing that I learned was that this deep, dark well called family life is full of suffering. And the persons in that well, diyat asakrihat, because of accepting what is temporary and always meditating upon what is temporary, their lives are full of suffering. If we meditate and develop if we develop attachment for something which is temporary, then either we must be separated from that, or that object will be separated from us. Therefore we'll feel so much anxiety and suffering. Therefore Prahlad Maharaj said, one who's fallen into this dark well called materialistic life, especially family life, his life is full of suffering because he's always meditating on that which is temporary. Therefore one should leave everything and take shelter of the forest. That means one must leave household life and take shelter in Vrindavan, especially Yadam Harimasriyeta, and then one can take shelter of the Supreme Lord. Guru Maharaj explains really nicely what is called that dark, deep well. Imagine someone is being chased by a tiger and he's running, and he sees a very nice patch of grass, he goes to step on it and he falls in. This is like Guru Maharaj saying the affection we have for the opposite sex. Like a dry well is covered by grass, it looks nice and soft, but when you step on it, and you'll suffer. Therefore that man, he fell down the dry well, and after falling, he reached and grasped onto one branch. Then the tiger was looking down, roaring. The man was afraid. He looked down and saw there were many snakes hissing, waiting for him to fall, to finish. That time he was hanging on the branch, what to do, where to go. But the good times are only beginning. 2 rats, one black rat and one white rat, were chewing on the branch. And also above there was one bee's nest. And because he was shaking the bee's nest, hundreds of bees were stinging him in all parts of his body. So he was crying, but he could not go down, could not go up. But in the middle of such a terrible situation, because of the shaking of the branch, some honey was coming and he was... some honey was falling on his tongue. And he was thinking, nectar. So Prahlad Maharaj said, this is called material life. Guruji explains, we are just like that. Death is all around us. Like Bharat Maharaj, he completely forgot about his death, but death never forgot about Bharat Maharaj. It says when we are born, death is born with us. Therefore, our situation is just like that. We are forgetting that any moment we can die.
What are rats and...
That branch, that is one's lifespan. And that is being chewed by a black rat and a white rat. That means day and night. Day and night. Time is taking away our lifespan. In 11th canto of Bhagavatam, the Navayogendra said, what is knowledge? Knowledge means to see everything in this universe is in the snake, in the mouth of the snake called time. Everything will be destroyed. That vision is called knowledge. So, downwards, the snakes means death. Upwards, death. Our lifespan is being taken day and night by the rats. And the bees biting us are the millions of miseries we experience. The taxman, the policeman, the next door neighbours, the children, all biting. In the middle of such a terrible situation, that time some drop of honey comes. And from that we forget everything. That drop of honey is a momentary satisfaction we feel in sex happiness. That 5 minutes of happiness results unlimited suffering. Well, Guru Maharaj said, we suffer day and night, and we come home, and what happens? The children run up, oh Baba, how was your day? Give me $10. So because of that little bit of happiness we experience, we are so much foolish. We forget our precarious situation in this world and unlimited suffering. Therefore Prahlad Maharaj said, Father, you should leave this miserable family life and take shelter in Vrindavan, the shelter of Sri Hari. That means Sri Krishna. Immediately Hiranyakasipu he didn't take it seriously. He said, thus the kid's intelligence is spoiled by the enemy. Because small words coming from a small boy, Hiranyakasipu didn't take it that much seriously. He just laughed. So, that time he returned him to the Gurukul. That time the teachers, Sanda and Amarika. Sanda means darkness, no? Under. Amarika means one is a bull. Huh? Sanda is a bull. Because a bull is very foolish. Even though he eats so much and he's so strong, as soon as he sees a cow, he loses all his intelligence and runs behind her. And Guru Maharaj said when they pass stool, it's like a jet stream. So they have so much, they have no intelligence at all. Therefore, and the other Guru, he was even worse off. He's called Amarika, that means darkness. Because even though he had so much so-called knowledge of the scripture, he could not see the soul or the Supreme Lord Krishna, therefore he was completely blind. So the teachers asked, oh Prahlad, how did you learn such knowledge? How you developed attraction to this Vishnu? We never taught you anything like that. That time Prahlad Maharaj said, I cannot explain, but just like a magnet is attracted to iron, in the same way my mind is spontaneously attracted to the pastimes of Sri Hari. So Prahlad Maharaj went back to school. He pretended to learn, but he never really took the materialistic instructions of his teachers to his heart. Only he cheated them externally. Next time when he came back to his father gave him another chance. Oh my dear boy, tell me, what was a nice thing you learned in school? That time Prahlad Maharaj said, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanavedanam, Iti Pumsapita Vishnu, Bhaktischannavalakshanam, Kriti Bhagati Ada, Manite Artha Uttamam. How people want to serve God, but they don't know how. If we want to serve Krishna, we should serve Him in the correct way. For example, if I ask someone, or Guru Maharaj asks someone, can I have an orange juice? And someone brings a beer. This is not fulfilling the desire of the person who should be served. Therefore, it cannot be called service. Therefore, independent efforts to serve God without direction of the saint and the scriptures is useless. Therefore, how to serve God? Krishna. There's 9 ways. Shravanam, hearing. Shravanam, Kirtanam, chanting the holy name and repeating the instructions we've heard from the scriptures and the Guru. Vishnu Smaranam, always thinking of the Lord. Padasevanam, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, or using our feet in the service of the Lord by doing tours, parikrams of the holy places. Archanam, worshipping the Lord in the temple. Vandanam, offering prayers. Dasyam, becoming the servant of Krishna. Sakyam, becoming the friend of Krishna. And Atmanavedanam. So these are called Navavida Bhakti. 9 ways to serve Krishna. But there's a catch. Iti pumsapita Vishnu bhaktischannavalakshanam. One must, apitam, one means one must completely offer oneself. To who? Vishnu. Vishnu in Sanskrit is plural. One must offer oneself to the 2 gods. And one may become astonished, how there can be 2 gods? I thought there was only one. Then they'll be fighting amongst each other. Therefore there are 2 forms of the Supreme Lord in this world. One is, of course, Krishna himself, Visai Vigraha, the Supreme Lord as the enjoyer. And the other form of the Supreme Lord in this world is called Asray Bhagavan, Sevak Bhagavan, or the pure devotee. Therefore, one name we give for the spiritual master is Vishnupad. He is called Vishnupad because he is the direct manifestation of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord in this world. You cannot go to Krishna directly. One should go to the feet of Krishna in this world, which is Guru Pada Padma. Under the guidance and taking shelter of the spiritual master, one should perform these 9 types of seva towards the Supreme Lord Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj said, this is called knowledge nothing else can be called knowledge. Then Prahlad Maharaj gave more instructions. Matirna Krishna
Hiranyakashipu ordered to kill him, but he could not. Then by the advice of Chandamarki, again Prahlad Maharaj was sent to school. Thank you. What Prahlad Maharaj told, Matirna Krishna Paratoso.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. So Sri Prahlad Maharaj, he had declared to his father what the topmost activity for the human being is, and that is to do pure bhakti, navavidha bhakti, perform the 9 limbs of bhakti to Sri Vishnu. And when Hiranyakashipu heard this suggestion from Prahlad Maharaj, he became very, very infuriated. Because Hiranyakashipu was the greatest, most powerful, demoniac, materialistic person in the entire universe. And his whole goal of life was to enjoy sense gratification. And he wanted that his son will also come in his dynasty and be the same materialistic, fruitive worker, with no other goal than to eat, drink, be merry, for tomorrow we die. So, Hiranyakashipu, when he understood that his son had now been completely contaminated, as he thought, by this bogus conception that we should worship Vishnu. Who was Vishnu to Hiranyakashipu? Vishnu was his greatest enemy. Materialistic persons, they consider that God is their greatest enemy. Why? Because they think they are all powerful and they will conquer death, as Hiranyakashipu also thought. We heard in the beginning of the narration that he wanted to become immortal. And in Hiranyakashipu's case, his own brother, Hiranyaksha, had been killed by Vishnu. And now, his son, his little son, is suggesting to him that he should also perform bhakti to Vishnu. So he became very infuriated. And in so many ways, he tried to kill Prahlad Maharaj. This Matirna Krishna came before this. Yes. So, as he was expressing his dissatisfaction to Prahlad Maharaj continued to explain his position to his father. And he also tried to enlighten his father. He tried to explain to him, my dear king of the demons, Matirna Krishne paratak svatova mito bipadyet griha vratanam adanta gobir vishatam tamishram punak charvita charvananam. Matirna Krishne paratak svatova. Oh, if a person is determined in this world that he will be a gross materialistic sense enjoyer, then it is never possible for that person to become Krishna conscious. Matirna Krishne paratak svatova. Neither by good instructions from others, neither by his own endeavors, neither by having joint conferences and discussing the subject matter. It is not possible for such a person, because adanta gobir vishatam tamishram. His senses are uncontrolled. Adanta gobir. And therefore, Vishatam Tamishram, he's descending down to the lowest position in this material world. He's going to hellish suffering. Punak Charvita Charvananam. Again and again, he is attempting to enjoy this material happiness, which is simply like chewing something that has already been chewed and rejected, and again you put it in your mouth and you try to chew it. So Prahlad Maharaj told this to his father, and he told him, that the materialistic persons in this world, they don't know what actually is their real svartagati, their self-interest. Nate vidu svartagatim hi vishnum durashaya ye bahirartamanina te pishadvandva urudhamni badha. He said that the materialistic persons, they don't know that their ultimate svartagati, self-interest of their soul, is to worship Vishnu, to surrender to the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Durashaya ye bahirartamanina. And because they do not understand this fact, they're always situated trying to enjoy this world with great hope. Durashaya. They have this hope that someday I will be able to successfully enjoy in this world, but it is always defeated. And their whole existence is completely bound by these material desires, as if their very hands and arms and legs are being bound by the ropes of the material nature. So how can such a materialistic person in such a predicament escape from this? It is only possible in one way, Prahlad Maharaj told his father. He said, Naisham matistavud urukramangrim spritchartanarto upagamam yadarta mahiyasam padarajo bhishekam nishkinchananam navranita yavat. Oh my dear father, if anyone wants to become free from all these anartas, all these contaminations of materialistic tendencies and desires in this world, there is only one way. Mahiyasam padarajo abhishekam. He must take abhishek. He must bathe himself in the padaraja, in the dust from the lotus feet of the pure devotee, nishkinchananam, who has no material desires or attachments in this world and is completely surrendered to the Supreme Lord. When Hiranyakashipu heard the suggestion from Prahlad Maharaj, his eyebrows began to be furled very tightly in a very angry expression. And now he came to his conclusion. He said, just as when a limb of the body becomes diseased and is going to threaten the health of the rest of the body, then that limb must be cut off. Now I can understand that this person, this very low-class person, he has become my enemy. He has become contaminated by the enemy. The Vaishnavas, somehow or other, they have contaminated this person. So therefore, I must remove him. I must eliminate him. And Hiranyakashipu, now he gave instructions to his servants that you should take this person, this rascal, and you should try to inflict all kinds of weapons and punishment upon him and do away with him for good. So they took him away and they tried many different methods. First of all, they tried to kill him and cut him with swords and sharp knives and weapons, tried to pierce his body. But Sri Prahlad Maharaj, he was a completely surrendered soul. He was completely 100% Sharanagata to the lotus feet of Krishna. And therefore he simply folded his hands and prayed to Krishna. And he was completely peaceful and happy that he was under the loving protection of Krishna. And in that condition, these weapons and everything could not even touch his body at all. They tried then to take Prahlad Maharaj and throw him underneath the feet of an elephant and have him crushed. But when they put him there, Krishna protected him, and he inspired the elephant that he should not step on him, and nothing resulted from that. They took Prahlad, they tried to put him in a pit of snakes, poisonous snakes. And when they put him in there, all the snakes, they did not even try to bite him. Then they took Prahlad and took him up to a huge mountain cliff. And they tried to hurl him off of this mountain cliff. And Prahlad Maharaj sailed down from the top of the mountain, and he landed very safely on the ground. Nothing, no injury. Then they even tried to give him poison, forcing him to drink poison. Prahlad Maharaj very willingly accepted and he drank the poison. No result. Now, after trying every conceivable method, Hiranyakashipu, he became a little bit worried. He began to think, what is this? What kind of power does this so-called son of mine have? There is nothing I can do. And he started to become quite depressed, quite frustrated. And then his teachers, Shanda and Amarka, they assured him, they told him, oh, our dear king, please, don't worry about the current situation. I'm sure your son is just young. And right now he may be in this mentality. But we think that in course of time, this will pass. And then he will become normal again. So better that we should take him again and we should try to instruct him. So then Hiranyakashipu, he again agreed, and the two teachers, they brought Prahlad Maharaj to the school where the other sons of the demons, of the demoniac dynasties, they were all in the same school with Prahlad Maharaj. So now Prahlad Maharaj was again going to this school, and the teachers were attempting to teach all the materialistic subject matters that a sense enjoyer must know in this world in order to attain what they consider perfection, simply giving satisfaction to the gross material body. So they taught so many different subjects for some time, and then one day, the teachers had to go out of the room for some reason, and then the children were in the room alone. And at that time, when the teacher went out of the room, naturally what do children usually do? When the cat's away, the mice will play. So now they wanted to play games, and they wanted to be frivolous and to enjoy and all of this. But they noticed that Prahlad Maharaj was not interested. Oh, come on, Prahlad, play with us, play with us. And then Prahlad Maharaj, he told them, he began to instruct them that, my dear classmates, this is not the purpose of life. You know that all of us, we are very young right now, only 5 years old. But how long do we actually have to live in this life? You think that you have a very long period of time, 100 years to live perhaps, but out of that 100 years, already you're going to spend 50 of them sleeping, wasting the entire half of your life. And then out of that other half, 50 years, you're going to spend 10 years in your frivolous childhood. Then you're going to spend another 10 years doing some kind of study so that you can have an occupation. And then another 10 years of your life will be spent at the end of your life in old age, where your body is racked with pains and problems and diseases, and you cannot do proper bhajan. So actually, how much time do you really have in this human form of life? Maybe you have 10 or 20 years in which you can do bhajan. So therefore, komaram acharit pragya dharman bhagavatan iha durlabha manusam janma tadapyap artadam. That this human form of life is durlabha janma. It is very rare to attain this human form of life after millions and millions of lifetimes in this material world, wandering from one species to another, finally attaining the human form. It is not to be wasted. Therefore, from the time of Komara, 5 years old, you must begin this process. Don't waste any time. Komara acharit pragya dharman bhagavataniha. Bhagavat dharma. Service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead must begin now. Otherwise, your human life may be wasted. And in this way, Prahlad Maharaj began to instruct his friends, and they wondered, Prahlad, how do you know all this wonderful knowledge?
Thank you.
Hare.
Very good.
Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. So, all of you are listening the life history and teachings of Prahlad Maharaj. And the demonic friend of Prahlad Maharaj asked Prahlad, Oh Prahlad, from where you have learned all these things? Our teacher, Sanda and Amarka, never taught all these things. Only they taught us, oh, our ultimate goal is to make money. Money is money, brighter than sun sunny, taster than sweet honey. If you have not money, then you will be canny. So you will learn all these things. From where you have learned all these things? Ask to do bhajan. Then Prahlad Maharaj told the life history of his mother. When he was in the womb of his mother, and he learned everything, being the womb of his mother in the ashram of Narada Rishi. Then the demonic friend asked, "Oh Prahlad Maharaj, oh Prahlad, can you teach us how we can do bhajan? What is the simplest method to do bhajan? You are in your mother's womb 60,000 years. Not possible for us to do so much austerity. Please tell us the simple way. What is the simple way?" Then Prahlad Maharaj replied, "Guru Susru Saya Bhakta Sarvala Bharpanena Cha Sangyana Sadhu Bhakta Namishwara Radhanena Cha." Prahlad Maharaj told, please listen carefully. Guru Susru Saya Bhakta. You have to serve your Gurudev. How? With great devotion. If you have not served your Gurudev with great devotion, then not possible at all. Just like as before you have heard from Sripad Damodar Maharaj, that there are two Bhagavan, one Ashraya Bhagavan, another Vishaya Bhagavan. Although our ultimate goal to serve Vishaya Bhagavan, but there is one condition. What? Have to go through proper channel. Have to be initiated by a bona fide Gurudev. So Guru Sushrusaya Bhakta. Later on, in this Kali Yuga, our Srila Das Goswami Pad told, in Manasiksha, Guru Gosthe Gosthala Isu. In this work he first also narrate about Guru's name. Not to Krishna at first. So every year about Guru. Guru must be bona fide Guru. So Guru Sushrusaya Bhakta. Moreover, Sarva Labharpanena Cha. Whatever you gain, have to offer to Gurudev. Now you think, oh, if I offer to Gurudev, then how I can maintain my life? So, what to do? Prabhupada telling, no, we must have to offer. What we have? What we possess? This body and mind, and related to body and mind. So our Acharyas told, Manasa deha geha jo kichu mor, or pilu tua pade Nanda Kishore. Oh Nanda Kishore, which I possessed by my body, by mind, everything I offer to you. Then what will be the result? Dai momo galatua upadavarane. If you do so, if you surrender completely the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev, then you have no more responsibility. Then Krishna will be bound to bestow his mercy. It mentioned in scriptures in Adi Puran that if you serve Krishna direct, Siddhir Bhavati Vaneti Sangsayachyuta Sevinam Nissangsayasti Tad Bhakta Parichayara Tatmanam. If you serve Krishna direct, you may get perfection or not. There is a lot of doubt. But if you serve his great devotee, Guru Padma, then perfection under your hand, inside your palm. None can check this. So Guru Sushrusaya Bhakta Sarvalabharpanena Cha. Moreover, Sangyena Sadhu Bhaktanam Ishvararadhanena Cha. How you can understand? Is he bona fide Guru or not? Then what to do? You must have to go through Vaishnavas. Vaishnava will tell you he is bona fide Guru or not. Because it mentioned in scriptures, before initiation, Guru will examine his disciple for 1 year, and disciple also examine his Guru 1 year. Guru can examine his disciple in a moment, but for disciple, not possible to judge his Guru perfect or not. How to do? Have to go to proper channel, have to go to Vaishnavas. So Sangyena Sadhu Bhaktanam, Vaishnava will tell you that he is bona fide Guru or not. What is the symptom of bona fide Guru there? Thus, why will is offered to him? Tasmat Gurung Prapadeta Jiggansu Sri Uttamam Sabde Parichanisnatam Brahmanupasamasrayam. Who is bona fide Guru there? There is two symptoms. One primary symptom, another secondary symptom. very hard to understand the primary symptom. For the secondary symptom, Sabde Paricha Nisnatam, he must be qualified, Sabdecha Nisnatam, must be qualified all scriptures. If devotee has a doubt, he can flush out by quoted from scripture. Oh, you can contact me, I will reply you in 6 months. Not like this. He has questioned, this devotee has questioned a disciple, Guru Padma can immediately remove the doubt. And Brahmanupa Samasrayam, and must be detached from material world. This material world may be male or female, both are hankering for different ways. For male, they are hankering for 3W, woman, wife and wine. And female, men, marijuana and money. If goes like this is the bona fide Gurudev.
He must tell this.
So, and primary symptom, Parejo Nisnatam, he must be a realized soul. See, sitting with us, what is doing, how we can understand? In Guru Gayatri Krishna Nandaya Dhimahi, being with us, same time he is serving Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna Nandaya means Sri Krishna Chaitanya, same time serving Sri Krishna, and same time Sri Krishna, Krishna plus Anandaya, Krishna Nandaya. Same time serving them, then how disciple can judge his bona fide Guru or not? So you have to go, Vaishnavas, Sangena Sadhu Bhaktanam, Ishvararadhanena cha, then only proper Ishvararadhana, proper bhajan. Hearing this, all his friends become influenced and they start kirtan. When they are doing kirtan, all this sound vibration of the kirtan went to Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu became very furious. Oh, what is going on? He came from his own palace and come to Gurukul and threatened Hiranyakashipu, Chandanamurka. What is going on? Nonsense thing here? Chandanamurka told, oh Maharaj, we could not check Prahlad. He spoiled himself and spoiled the whole our schoolboys. Then he said, oh Prahlad, where are you getting this power? Prahlad come and quite replied, oh my dear father, from where are you getting your power? I am getting from same source. Where is your Bhagavan? Always you telling Vishnu, Vishnu? Prahlad Bhai replied, everywhere. Where is not, nowhere that there is no place that Vishnu is not there? Is all providing. Where is this? Is this pillar? Is this here? Yes, Pita. Yes, father, he is here, there, everywhere. Then how I cannot see him? Then Prahlad Bhai told, Andha Pita Sujata Nahi, Hamme Tumme Khamba Khalka Me Jahi Khojata Hiram. Oh, my dear father, you are spiritually blind, so you could not find him. So, what to say about here and there? He is inside you, inside me, inside this pillar, even inside your soul, everywhere. Really? Okay. Then he very strongly hit the pillar. Immediately one rolling sound came. What is going to happen? From where this sound came? He saw one strong creature is coming out. Neither man or not any man. Because he had benediction from Brahmaji. He will not be killed by any creature created by him. So Nrsimhadev not created by Brahmaji. And he came and there is some battle between Hiranyakashipu and Nrsimhadev. When Nrsimhadev grabbed him, all demigods began to laugh, clap, oh, now we are saved, we are saved. And sometimes Nrsimhadev make him some loose. Then all demigods, alas, 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 used to do that. After that, Nrsimhadev is completely grabbed by Nrsimhadev and he tore by his nails and take the intestine, put on his neck like a garland. The Brahmaji gave him benediction, he will not die either day or night. So at that time, neither day nor night you are dusk time. Not any weapons by nails. Not any month, it was Purushottam month. Not any year, it was leap year. Not created by Brahma. So Nrsimhadev is Bhagavan. So fulfilling all the benediction of Brahmaji, and he killed Hiranyakashipu. After that, he is so furious, like his main thing is going to touch the sky. The flame is coming from that. Then Brahmaji and other demigods, they request to Lakshmi Devi, "Oh Lakshmi Devi, please go and satisfy your Prabhu." They say, "Oh my goodness, I never seen this strange. I cannot go to him. I cannot satisfy him. I never see his form like this." Lakshmi Devi ran away. Brahmaji denied to go. All the demigods denied to go. Then Brahma told, "Oh dear Prahlad, due to yourself, your Prabhu has appeared here. Please go and satisfy him." Prahlad Maharaj is very calm and quiet. He has no fear at all. Just like one lion killed an elephant and everywhere full of blood. When he came back to his cave, his cow jumped on his neck and lion moved his tail and very calm and quiet, not make any harm for his baby. In the same way, Prahlad Maharaj went and took seat on his lap of Nrsimhadev, and Nrsimhadev caressing him and told Prahlad, "Please excuse me, I became late. So please ask some benediction." Prahlad Maharaj told, "I am not a businessman. I do not do any trade with you. That I worship you, I do your bhajan, I have to take benediction. I don't want. If I have a desire for benediction, please remove this desire." Nrsimhadev, "No. My darshan is infallible. Please ask benediction." Then Prahlad Maharaj told, "My father done so many mischief for you. Please excuse him." Then Nrsimhadev told, "Your father has been delivered already. If any Vaishnava, Uttam Vaishnava come any dynasty, then is 21 generations delivered. If Madhyam Vaishnava, then 14 generation. If Kanishta Vaishnava, then 7 generation. So your father already delivered from this world. Don't worry. Please ask any other benediction." And Prahlad Maharaj told, "Oh Prabhu, if you want to really give the benediction, I want only one benediction. The worldly people, being in this material world, forget you completely. They are suffering so many ways. I want to take the sufferings and I want to suffer life after life after life. And if I do any sukriti or good thing for you, please deliver them from this world." Hiranyakashipu told, "Oh Prahlad, you are winner, I am loser. I could not defeat you. But it is not possible. But yes, I am giving this benediction. Whoever discuss dialogue between yourself and myself, they must be delivered from this world, there is no doubt." By this way, Prahlad Maharaj get this benediction. So our Parampar Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada, he read this and give class more than 108 times. Why? Because Nrsimhadev give this benediction. So, as in beginning of class, Srila Gurudev has quoted this also. So we have to follow Prahlad Maharaj, be tolerant like Prahlad Maharaj, then we can advance in Krishna consciousness gradually. Like Sanatana Goswami Pad has given example in Priyad Bhagavatamritam, Gyani Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj, after that Suddha Bhakta Ambarish Maharaj, after that Premi Bhakta Hanumanji, after that Prematur Bhakta, Prempar Bhakta Pandavas, and Prematur Bhakta Uddhavas, and Uddhav is praying to Braj Gopis, Asamo Charan Samong. And one that is desire will come to serve Gopis under guidance of Guru Pad Padma and Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Everybody over here can feel everybody's freaking calm. Whole nowadays fundraiser going on. Also, there are some DVDs of Srila Gurudev's movies back there too. Also, there's a limited edition of these G clays too. So.
Also, Srimati Shamarani Didi, as she has done in some of our other festivals, on Monday in the late morning class, 10:30 a.m. class. She's going to be presenting a very, very interesting slideshow of all the art, telling so much of the history, how these dozens and dozens of paintings were made by her under the direction of Srila Prabhupada and under the direction of Srila Gurudeva. And there will also be a chance at that time for purchasing these original paintings, G-clays. Hare Krishna.
Gaur Premanande Hari 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 Krishna Govinde Govinde Gopala Krishna Govinde Govinde Gopala Krishna Govinde